the blur. Hello, Fabrice.
Hello, hello, Jeff.
It's raining in Connecticut, but it looks like you have fantastic weather.
You're right. You're right.
So beautiful.
It's a sunny day.
Thank you for joining us and being in the vineyard. Let's just go right in, Fabrice. And can you tell everybody who your name and what you do, and then kind of how you got into the wine business? I find that as fascinating as anything.
Okay, so I am Fabrice Darmaillacq, the technical manager of Chateau Clarke. Okay, used to work here since 2016. Okay. Before I started into the wine world in 2000. My first job was in the Languedoc in the south of France.
Okay.
But I'm from the south of Gironde, south of Bordeaux, close to Listrac, and I've decided to come back and to try to make something here in this region.
Oh, nice. So tell us about my particular question is, has it always been Listrac-Medoc? I thought it used to be Listrac. Maybe talk about that, but just the Medoc in general and how the appellations work, and then Listrac in particular.
Okay, so you are in the south of the Medoc. This is the left bank of the region, the Gironde River. Okay, and we are not on the typical soil with sand and graveler soil. We are just located in a vein of clay and limestone, and for this reason, so you can see the map. We are in the south, and we produce wine with both Merlot and Cabernet Sauvignon, which is something specific on the left bank. If you go into the north, the more you are on the north of the left bank, the most you have terroir to produce Cabernet Sauvignon wine. But here, main part of our vineyard, you can see behind me, is Merlot. So, which is something special on the left bank. This is just the beginning of the Cabernet Sauvignon area.
So how is the soil different between Listrac and Moulis and then Medoc that is particularly an appellation?
So Listrac is something as a patchwork of different terroirs. This is really the doors of the sandy graveler soil. In Chateau Clarke, we are on a clay and limestone soil. I will try to show you. Don't move. Okay. Okay. There is no sand here. There is no graveler. We have only deep clay and limestone soil.
Okay.
So, and this is the best terroir to grow Merlot. And on the north part, we have some sand and graveler soil in which we grow Cabernet Sauvignon. So, and in the north of Listrac, you have only sand and graveler soil. So we are just at the limit, and this is very interesting to have to produce something singular and to have different things compared to the rest of the left bank.
Yeah. Do you grow any Cabernet Franc? I thought I read that somewhere.
No. We have only two grapes here.
Okay.
for the red. Merlot, main part, 70%, and Cabernet Sauvignon, 30%.
So could you talk to us about the history of the Chateau and why Chateau Clarke stands out amongst your peers in Listrac?
Okay, so at first this place is a really old vineyard. The same vine planted here were planted in the 12th century, something like that, by the monk. The second life of this property was with the Irish family at the end of the 18th century. And in the third life is with Baron Edmond de Rothschild. We have decided to invest, to purchase something and create his real project on this place. And in 73, he has decided to buy this old property and rebuild it for the totality, building, vineyard, cellars, and so now Chateau Clarke is, you can compare it to the startup, but because vines are not so old, the average age of the vineyard is 25 years old, and so this is the story of the vineyard.
So can you remind people the other properties that the Rothschilds own, just to put it in perspective?
Sorry, I didn't understand.
Can you remind people what other properties the Rothschilds own, to put perspective on this?
So to say some words about the Baron Edmond de Rothschild, he was one of the shareholders of Chateau Lafite, okay? But he really wanted to create his one project from scratch. It was very important. This is the philosophy of Baron Edmond de Rothschild. And he had, at this time, we were at the beginning of the 70s, and he had the opportunity to invest in other Grand Cru Classés on the left bank, but he really decided to go in maybe one of the most difficult places on the left bank to produce great wine. And he really wanted to create something. It was very important for him. So he came here. Chateau Clarke was an unknown property, and it was a farm, a mixed farm with cows, field, and some vine. But he has decided to come, invest, put out all the vine, and rebuild a new property.
Okay.
So, and unfortunately, he passed away in '97, and now it's Baron Benjamin and his wife, Baroness Ariane de Rothschild, will continue to develop the Chateau Clarke project.
So then can you talk to us about some of the farming practices and viticulture practices that you do?
We can. So to say some words about the viticulture. So we didn't sign any chart, okay? But we don't use chemicals for weed killer. For instance, you can see we have some grass into a vine.
Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah.
Yeah, and use only organics product to spray and to fight disease. So that's something very important for the family, to respect our environment. And we have other things to try to respect all the chain, all the biodiversity here. I will show you. You can see the forest and the vine, and this is ecosystem. Is it English? Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. And the main thing here is to respect the ecosystem. So we don't use weed killer. Use organics product to spray, and we have some beers. We have different things. So, but we don't sign any chart to stay free.
So organic practicing, but not certified. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. This is, yeah.
And can you talk about, because one of the things I've really been fascinated with, and the thing I'm seeing some of the more forward-thinking people are doing, is really focusing on biodiversity. What do you do to encourage that, and what is the benefit of that?
Okay. We respect the main thing starting to the soil. So we respect our soil with keeping the grass and plow the parcel only when we are obliged, okay? We try to respect other trees. Trees are very important, and we develop trees garden around just close to the vineyard to increase the diversity of organisms, to respect the biodiversity. We We have some like a small forest into our vineyard. So we have some beehives. This is a global view. This is not only wine production, vine culture. This is something more large with flower. You can see I'm just close to the garden, and we have big garden. Yes, we have different big garden. So we grow some tomatoes also. Yeah. So just close to the vine, you can see. This is our little garners for the aromatic herb.
Okay.
Okay, so we have different example all around the vineyard, all around the property. Oh.
How big is the property?
So we are one of the largest vineyard in the left bank. The vineyard is around 140 hectares.
Wow, that is
on the same. Yes, on the same point. Yes, 55 on 55 we produce Chateau Clarke.
Mm-hmm. Wait, 55 under vine? No.
Sorry?
Did you say 55 hectare under vine? No.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. What is the...
No, we have 140 hectares of vine, in which 55 are dedicated for Chateau Clarke. This is the plateau you can see behind me, is to produce Chateau Clarke.
Okay. And then you sell the other fruit?
Sorry, Jeff?
Then do you sell the other fruit from the other hectares?
No. We produce other labor.
Oh,
so
okay.
We have, because we are located on two different appellations. Listrac for the main part. In the south of the property, we are in Moulis. We have a part of the vineyard which is included in the Moulis appellation. Okay. And main part is to produce Chateau Clarke on the Listrac appellation. And in the north of the property, we produce another part in Haut-Médoc.
Wow.
And also, we produce white, Merlot Blanc, which is one of the oldest white wine you can find on the left bank.
Wow, you don't see Merlot Blanc very often. The Philip Cohen in Vieux-Taillefer in Saint-Emilion has some Merlot Blanc. Do you make white wine?
No. Merlot Blanc means this is white blackbird. Merle is not the grapes varietals, is a bird, is a black bird. So Merlot Blanc means white blackbird, which doesn't exist.
Wow, okay. That's
yeah. I guess it was a private joke at the end of the 19th century. The first label is from the end of the 19th century.
Huh, okay. There's a question on here. Someone is asking, do you plan to work closely with your neighbors on a global sustainability project?
So all around our neighbors and other, we are very, we are on the same wave. And if it's the question, we try to have the same philosophy to produce in harmony.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listrac, more and more you can find some wine, organics or not, but with the same protocols. And biodiversity is not focused on Chateau Clarke, but our neighbors start to follow us and respecting the trees, planted some trees into the vine and to develop the biodiversity around. So
yeah. Do you important? Lucas Leclerc is a friend of mine. Are you close to Forecast du Pré?
Yeah, on the north part of the vineyard. So Forecast du Pré, if you want to, behind me, this is the north. Okay. Here you can see behind, this is northwest, and Forecast du Pré is just behind the forest here on the northwest part of the property.
Very cool. So what else? Is there a Grand Vin and a second wine, or you make just one wine?
Oh, sorry. there is some wind. I didn't hear.
No worries. How many wines do you make then?
So in Chateau Clarke, we have only Chateau Clarke, Merle Blanc for the white, and with so in Moulis appellation we produce Chateau Malmaison, and on the north Chateau Odulon, which is the third red wine we produce.
Okay.
So, but main part of the production is Chateau Clarke. Yeah.
And I think I'm confused about the Chateau Clarke Blanc. What is the grape?
Merle Blanc de Chateau Clarke.
Like the red grape Merlot, but Blanc.
No,
So
Merle Blanc. Merle Blanc means the translation is white black bird.
Okay.
Okay, because when we imagine when they have decided to plant white, it was something new and unknown on the left bank, and it was a big production of red grapes on the left bank, and the first white varietals has a white black bird in the world of birds, something new, something unknown, and so for this reason, we guess they called it Merle Blanc. Merle Blanc.
Okay, and what's the appellation then? Is it Bordeaux Blanc?
Bordeaux Blanc, yeah. Bordeaux Blanc. And it's based on the Sauvignon Blanc, 70%. And the balance is 10-10-10, Sauvignon Gris, Sémillon, Muscadelle.
Fantastic.
And we are maybe the one white wine with the fourth grapes varietals allowed in the appellation.
Okay, fantastic. And thank you to Becky Sue and P. Tim McKenzie for explaining that. They made it very clear for me. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So Fabrice, what does a technical director do? What is your job?
Woo! Running. Running. So now I take care of everything since the plantation of the vine until the bottling step. So the only thing I don't care is selling pot. So after that, everything I'm in charge of everything you can imagine on the property.
So do you normally travel much, sell the wine, or that's somebody else?
Yeah, twice a year. I try to travel twice a year. One big trip in Asia, another one in US. Yeah.
So I imagine you would have gone one of those places past 3 months. What have you been doing since the quarantine that you're stuck at home?
Sorry, I didn't understand what you mean.
So
sorry.
The past 3 months, there's been no traveling, and usually that's the time that someone travels. What have you been doing during the quarantine?
So it was not possible. Sorry.
No, you're good.
If I understand the question, sorry, Jeff, for my poor English.
No, you're great.
For the 3 last months,
Mm-hmm.
was not possible, so we developed a virtual visit with our customer. Normally we try to go and meet them in your country, and now it's time to welcome you in our vineyard to try to make it as well as we can do in front of you, but that's a little bit difficult. It was a question, or
Yeah, exactly. So how did you do that virtually? Did you do like a video conference with people?
Yeah, sometimes more and more we try to develop. That's a little bit difficult, but we more and more we develop video conference. During the lockdown, it was with the rest of the team. Mm-hmm. That's difficult to exchange, but it was something very, very new for us. We don't use our smartphone or to speak. We like to exchange in front of different people. We need to keep the contact and but now it's a new time, it's a new situation, and video conference, some movies, some yes, visual to develop the business, but to exchange about technical, about with neighbors, with, so more and more we use this way for the communication.
That's great. You're very forward thinking. A lot of people have not done that. Do you have a tasting room and boutique on the property?
No. Chateau Clarke is something very not special, but we never everybody comes on the property is welcome, okay, but we never invite a customer to come into our worlds to buy and taste. This is possible, but that's not something usual for us. We are something intimate. Is it English? I don't know. Very
intimate.
Very closed. And so, but more and more now, we will progress and welcome customer on our property.
Yeah. So, how has the quarantine affected business? Are you back to normal now?
Oh, sorry, it was cut. I don't understand. Sorry.
How has the confinement affected business, and are you back to normal?
So our business is affected. So you can imagine it's more difficult now to sell wines, but we managed to do it now. Technically, at the beginning, it was something very strange. We never stopped to work here because the vine, you can understand, the vine never stopped to grow. So we never stopped to work. So a part of the team were scared with a malady, with a disease, okay, with the COVID, and has decided to stay at home. And the decision of the direction was to understand and accept the choice of everyone.
Sure.
Okay, but we continue to work. It was not the usual speed. We were in low speed. It was difficult, but we go on. So, and we managed to we managed to follow what the vineyard asked for us here.
And is that so? One of the things I found is that a lot of people are like, okay, business is on a pause, but the wine is still good. It's not going to spoil. We have to keep going. But sometimes with the confinement, there was not any shipments leaving to make room for new bottling. Do you have plenty of space, or is that an issue?
There is different step on the selling system, and you're right. Sometimes we have the customer, but that's difficult to ship the wine. So sometimes this situation asks us to be very reactive, and more we have to adapt ourselves to find the good answer for the one who wants to buy something on the other part of the world, and we have to find solution to ship the wine. That's different. But we managed to progress, to continue the activity here.
Good to hear. And then what is going on in the vineyard? What is the stage of the vines? What's the work being done in the vineyard these days, like this week?
Okay, so we are just beginning the last step of the vineyard life for this year. Okay, grapes were appeared 2 weeks ago. Okay, I will show you. Okay, you can see. This is a
Mm-hmm.
Merlot.
Yeah, beautiful.
Okay. This is the next Chateau Clarke 2021. Okay. So now we need to follow that. This is the most important time to take care about the leaves to be so. This year we have to fight now disease pressure and conserve the balance between leaves, fruit, grass, and the soil. We need to plow more and more to 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 contain the balance between plants, soil, fruit, leaves. So that's now the next step to produce great wine.
I meant to ask you, you said you only plow when you are obliged. What does that mean? How often must you plow?
Sorry, I didn't the beginning of your sentence. Sorry.
Earlier in the conversation, you said you only plow the soil when you are obliged. What does that mean?
Yeah. It's
How
just
often?
to normally we try to keep the grass on the soil, okay? And if we are in a dry summer, we need to plow to cut the grass and respect the competition between grass and plant just to conserve and to conserve the possibility to the plant to have a normal life without dryness, without stress. And so, and on the opposite, if it's raining a lot, grass is very important for the competition between plant and soil. So this is the grass management.
Gotcha. That makes a lot of sense. Thank you for explaining that. Well, we're almost at a half an hour. I will let you go, and I want to thank you very much. Do you want to say anything before we go, Fabrice? It's been very, very nice to chat with you, and I appreciate everything.
So I hope you will try. You will discover Chateau Clarke 2016, 2017, 18, the new vintage. And I hope I will be able to come and present you in your country.
Yeah.
In the other case, you will welcome everybody here now to share a glass. This is possible, but so.
I really appreciate it. It's lovely to meet you. You're very charming, and if we can't be there, this is almost second best, right? Thank you.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure to meet you, and I hope to try your wine very soon. I'll be on Wilson Daniels to get some. Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
You're welcome.
Take care now.
Take care. Bye.